This PodFast is a summary of a conversation between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. In this conversation, they discuss artificial intelligence, Twitter, the world banking system, aliens, and the future of humanity. Here are 10 key takeaways from Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk. Key takeaway number 1. Make no mistake, AI definitely has the potential to destroy humanity. AI is one of the 4 or 5 things that can affect the future of humanity dramatically. It's more dangerous than mismanaged aircraft design, bad car production, or maintenance. AI has, without a doubt, the potential to destroy civilization. It is entirely conceivable that AI could reach a point where it would be making decisions for people and couldn't be turned off. Elon believes it is unlikely that the takeover of AI would be like the movie Terminator, in which killer robots are the end effector. What's most concerning to Elon can be expressed in the old saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. If you have a super-intelligent AI that writes well and is constantly coming up with what is more convincing to humans, it could manipulate public opinion through lies and withholding information. AI is being trained to be politically correct, which is another way of saying untruthful things. A path to dystopia is to train AI to be deceptive. Key takeaway number 2. To stop a rogue AI, we must create a hardware kill switch. Elon Musk suggests that having a contingency plan to stop rogue AI is very important. He explains that highly advanced AI systems would likely be concentrated in a limited number of server centers rather than distributed across various devices like laptops and phones. These server centers can be easily identified by their heat signatures. In the event of a loss of control over the AI system, Musk suggests that the government could cut power or connectivity to these server centers as a means to halt their operations. Musk acknowledges that determining the threshold for triggering such an action could be challenging. However, he emphasizes that if software commands and administrative control become insufficient or ineffective, it may be necessary to have a hardware off switch in place as a safeguard. While he does not provide a specific answer on what would warrant the government taking such measures, the conversation highlights the need for a contingency plan to prevent potentially dangerous AI from running amok. Key takeaway number 3. For the sake of humanity, AI needs to be regulated. The reason government entities like the FDA, FAA, and the FCC exist is to oversee things that can be a public harm. You don't want companies cutting corners on safety and having people suffer the consequences. The way regulations usually work is they are put into effect after something terrible has happened. If this is the case with AI and we wait until something terrible happens, it might be too late already. Regulation on AI needs to start with a group that initially seeks insight into AI. It then solicits opinion from the industry and later proposes a set of rules that gradually become accepted by the major players in AI. In this circumstance, we have a better chance of advanced AI being beneficial to humanity. Key takeaway number 4. Google and Microsoft are battling for AI dominance. Elon Musk will create a third option. Elon Musk was involved in the early stages of OpenAI and ChatGPT when it was open source and nonprofit. Larry Page, its co-creator, was very much inclined towards creating artificial superintelligence as quickly as possible, a sort of digital god, if you will. Larry has made many public statements over the years expressing his interest in creating an artificial superintelligence, otherwise known as artificial general intelligence or AGI. OpenAI is now closed source, for-profit, and closely allied with Microsoft. Microsoft has either a very strong say or controls OpenAI at this point. Google and DeepMind together had about 3/4 of all the AI talent in the world. They also had a tremendous amount of money and more computers than anyone else. They are the second heavyweight in the battle for AI dominance. Although with a late start, Elon Musk will create a third maximum truth-seeking AI, whose main goal is to understand the nature of the universe. This TruthGPT will serve as a counterweight to the 2 current AI titans. Key takeaway number 5. Buying Twitter has been a bad financial decision, but it's about preserving truth. Acquiring Twitter has not been a good financial decision. The company is currently valued at half of what it was bought for, so the timing for the offer was terrible. However, in this case, making money is secondary to Elon's true priority, which is preserving free speech, the bedrock of a functioning democracy. This is the reason for incorporating features such as community notes on tweets, which strives to increase the level of truth on social media. In the words of Elon Musk himself, truth itself can be elusive, but you can still aspire to get closer to it. The public will decide with their actions whether that's a good ideal or not. If they find it useful, they'll use it more, and if they don't find it useful, they'll use it less. Key takeaway number 6. Government intel agencies had access to all your Twitter information. Elon fixes this. The degree to which government intel agencies had access to users' information came as a huge surprise to Elon when he acquired Twitter. This includes users' DMs, as they are not encrypted. Because of this, one of the upcoming features for the new Twitter team in the next 60 days is to create optional encrypted private messages. Users will be able to toggle encryption on and off if they are in a conversation that they think might be sensitive. Nobody at Twitter will be able to override this encryption, even with a gun to their head. Government agencies have not complained directly about this new feature, maybe out of fear that Elon might tweet about it, but there have been some indirect complaints. Of course, if the U.S. government were to approach Elon claiming a part of this was considered unconstitutional, he's ready to send them a copy of the First Amendment. Key takeaway number 7. To use Twitter correctly, only share your most important content. Elon Musk discusses the importance of using Twitter effectively by highlighting the New York Times Twitter feed as an example of what not to do. According to Musk, the New York Times feed is unreadable because they tweet every single article, even the boring ones. This results in a barrage of tweets that makes it difficult for users to follow or engage with the content. Musk suggests that instead of flooding their followers' feeds with hundreds of tweets, publications should focus on sharing the most important stories of the day, perhaps limiting their tweets to around 10. This would make the content more manageable and allow users to engage with the top news items without feeling overwhelmed. He notes that prior to the acquisition of Twitter, his account had the most interactions on the Twitter platform, even though it didn't have the most followers. This demonstrates his understanding of how to use the platform effectively. Musk emphasizes the importance of respecting people's limited attention spans by only sharing the most important content on Twitter feeds, a recommendation he extends to all publications. Key takeaway number 8. In the current banking crisis, SVB is only the beginning. Elon Musk's perspective on the current banking crisis is that it's a global issue. He likens the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank to a canary in the coal mine, warning of more significant issues within the banking system. Musk argues that if banks' portfolios were to be marked to market, the entire industry might have negative equity. Musk points to the impact of work-from-home trends on commercial real estate, causing record vacancies in cities worldwide. Commercial real estate, which was once considered a safe and secure asset, has become a liability as companies cancel or do not renew their leases. Musk warns that the real estate portfolio degradation we've seen so far is just the beginning, and more serious problems are yet to come. Additionally, Musk highlights the potential for a drop in housing prices due to high interest rates. As rates increase, potential homebuyers can afford to purchase homes at lower prices, which could lead to negative equity in the housing market. This would result in banks facing losses in both their commercial and mortgage portfolios, creating a dire situation. To mitigate the damage, Musk suggests that the Federal Reserve lower interest rates. He points out that the last time the Fed raised rates going into a recession was in 1929, which was followed by the Great Depression. It remains to be seen whether the Fed will take Musk's advice into consideration as it navigates the ongoing crisis. Key takeaway number 9. No aliens out there, but Elon is ready to tweet about it. Elon and Tucker discussed the topic of aliens and the possibility of their existence. Despite being very familiar with space-related matters, he stated that he has seen no evidence of conscious life anywhere in the universe, as far as our knowledge goes. He mentioned the Fermi paradox, which refers to the contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial life and the lack of contact or evidence for such civilizations. Musk also humorously pointed out that if he had any information on aliens on Earth, he would immediately tweet about it, as it would be a groundbreaking discovery. He referred to a hypothetical scenario in which an alien could be used to justify an increase in the defense budget. emphasizing that if there were any solid evidence of extraterrestrial beings, it would likely be made public. Despite not finding any evidence of other life forms, Musk clarified that he is not claiming our consciousness is unique in the universe. He expressed hope that there might be other life out there and that they would be peaceful if we were to encounter them. Lastly, Musk alluded to the idea that we might take our existence on Earth for granted, given our lack of knowledge about potential alien life. Key takeaway number 10, human civilization seems to be on a slow decline. On the future of civilization, Elon expresses concerns about its vulnerability and potential collapse. Musk refers to the rise and fall of ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Sumerians, and Romans as examples that demonstrate the natural life cycle of civilizations. Musk also expresses his concern about decreasing birth rates, noting that Japan had twice as many deaths as births last year. He believes that this decline could lead to the weakening of civilization if there are not enough people to sustain or grow the population. He links this issue to recent advances in birth control and abortion, which have allowed people to satisfy their basic urges without procreation. According to Musk, humans have not yet evolved to adapt to these changes, as they have only emerged in the last 50 years. Musk ponders whether civilization will end with a bang or a whimper, suggesting that the current trajectory is leading towards a slow decline. He finds the idea of civilization crumbling due to a lack of procreation to be more depressing than the alternative, stating that he'd rather go with a bang. Ultimately, Musk's comments underscore the need for society to address the challenges of sustainability and population growth to ensure the continued progress and survival of civilization. Thank you for listening to this PodFast summary of the conversation between Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. See you next time.